everybody, to episode 176 of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created into giving you all the spoilers.
No
that
spoilers.
You need to know, all while putting a smile on your beautiful faces. I'm Brian West, the hostess with the mostest, who has seen Infinity. Well, I've seen Infinity War, but I've also seen Avengers Endgame.
And I am Ryan, and I have had every possible hurdle thrown into my way to see Endgame, so I have not seen it yet. And Brian has been really just, I don't know if he's messing with me on some of the things that he's been saying, but not cool.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, this Funko Pop is in itself a spoiler.
Yeah. What? Shut up. See, he's been doing stuff like that to me.
So here's the thing. This movie has so many spoilers that without context, you will not understand why this is a spoiler. But this is absolutely a spoiler. Where's Ant-Man? See, the spoiler part is what you don't know is Ant-Man is currently up his butt.
Oh.
That did actually happen in this movie.
That did happen in the movie?
That did happen in this movie. Yeah, it's pretty great. But
well, I'm really glad I don't have to go see the movie now.
I still can't believe you have not seen this movie.
Well, our plan was to go on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And my work decided Friday to tell us that there's a mandatory meeting, and pretty much unless you're in the hospital, you can't miss this meeting.
You should have said you were in the hospital.
I should have, because it was a 3-hour sexual assault and diversity training that it turned out to be, which I fell asleep in about 2.5 hours into it.
Wow.
So,
wow. Well, I guess everyone, if you're looking to file a lawsuit against somebody, that guy doesn't know how to avoid sexual.
All you need to know is
sexual assault training.
No means no, Brian.
Yeah, no
and
shit.
Don't get hit. That is all I learned from that training.
Well, I think if it's diversity training, also there's more to it than just don't be a dick. I feel like
There's don't talk about your dick, I guess, but
that would definitely fall into the sexual assault category. But we are not here to have sexual assault training. We are here for one reason only.
HR has said that we are good to go.
Okay, and, yeah, we got 100% rating from our HR department.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what that means, but we passed, I think. But we're not here to talk about that stuff. We are here for one reason and one reason only, Ryan, to talk about geek shit and make people happy.
Yes. Because we have been storing it all up all week long.
We have. We didn't do a show last week because, honestly, there was a couple of reasons. One, there was literally no news at all last week.
It was because every geek site knew that Endgame was coming out, and nobody gave a crap about anything else.
Yeah.
Even Biden was like, man, I really should not have made my announcement on Thursday when Endgame was coming out, because everybody's like, nobody cares, Joe.
Well, and even if there was news, I don't think we would have known, because I honestly went completely internet dark for the entire week leading up to Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, so we had two big events last weekend that popped up. We had Avengers Endgame, which we're going to talk a lot about tonight. I know I kind of was joking about spoilers. You can watch this episode if you have not seen Endgame. I am not going to spoil the movie. I may throw out a lot of fun fake spoilers, but I'm not going to actually spoil the movie. I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie, and we're going to talk about the news surrounding Endgame, but I promise I will not give away any direct spoilers, and if there is a time when I have to talk about it, I think we had a question from the Faithful 50 that asked a direct question about the outcome of the movie. I will give everyone fair warning before I spoil Endgame, so do not fear.
Because if Brian were
do not worry about learning that Spider-Man comes back with 8 arms.
Yeah, if you were to spoil it for me, I might have to terminate our friendship. So.
Oh really? That's all it's gonna take? Ooh, I got a big one for you.
Well, just remember, I still.
Here's what happens in the second act. Oh,
Just
Cap,
remember,
I was so wrong. Tony, I was so wrong.
To Geek Dad Report, so.
Oh, that's It's America's love right there. Oh yeah. Oh Tony. Peggy Carter who? Oh, I just want to run away. Let's just not even defeat Thanos and let's just start a life together. Okay, let's do it.
I did not see that one coming.
There's no Captain America. We're Iron Man here. I win. Hawkeye, you're dead again. Blah.
Hawkeye, you're gonna have your own show, so you get to have minimal.
And that is Avengers Endgame. That's what happened in that movie. But anyway, we got a lot of stuff. We got a bunch of news. We got some really fun stuff. There wasn't a ton of it, but the stories that all came out this week were really good ones. So we're gonna, with the exception of one that is shitty news, but we got a lot of news. We got some great questions from the Faithful 50. We got a few fun recommendations, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here. So we got a fun show for everybody. Very Avengers heavy. We're gonna throw in some Game of Thrones. I mentioned that we had the Battle of Winterfell finally happened last week. So,
actually the episode title is The Long Night.
Yeah, and that threw me. Game of Thrones not releasing the titles for their episodes until the episodes aired is really. I feel like I'm just making up my own titles and I keep sticking with them.
Yeah. So.
But we had so much Game of Thrones news and so much Avengers in-game stuff last week that I just did not even go on the internet. So we decided last week was a bad week to do a show, and we just did our Game of Thrones reviews and what else we do? Justice League versus the Fatal 5 review, which you guys can currently check out right now on our YouTube page.
And you can also watch it on the DC Universe app.
I'm just shaking my head. I'm still baffled that you are not going to get to watch Captain Marvel die.
Wow, so they gave her one movie and killed her?
Yeah, they gave her one movie, and then they brought her in, and then she just immediately died.
Wow.
There's a lot of angry people. But then they brought her back as a zombie hero.
Also became Marvel versus the Zombie Universe.
And then she started biting everybody. Yeah. And then they started playing All We Are Is Dust in the Wind. It was a really weird song, but I feel like it was kind of fitting.
But so they just played Dust in the Wind for 2 hours straight?
3 hours straight.
Oh, 3? Oh, wow.
And then Rick Grimes showed up. It was wearing a Captain America outfit. It was a really strange movie.
Is that like a supercut of Dust in the Wind, or is it?
No, I think that's actually just the instrumental.
So is it like they only have to pay for the song one time, or do they have to pay for it?
Yeah, well, that's like it was from the night. It's from like a 70s concert. So at that point, everybody was really high when they did the song, and they just kept playing, and everyone passed out, but they didn't realize it, so they just kept playing for 3 hours because they only had the one song.
Wow, I'm really looking forward to this movie.
You and everybody else, because everyone else has already seen it, and I'm going to go see it again this weekend. But yeah, that's what I did. I went on a guy's trip, and I still went 30 miles out of my way and saw it at a bootleg theater in Wenatchee.
You're still able to get seats, or did you pre-order them?
No, I pre-ordered them, but like I said, it was kind of this the theater was all right, but they had this bootleg website because they didn't use Fandango, so I had to order tickets 2 weeks before the movie premiered. I'm pretty sure it was an unsecured website. I got to check my data, but I'm pretty 100% positive that I have officially been robbed of all my money. But I don't care. I used my credit card, I bought the tickets, and I went and saw the movie. So I can't believe you got in trouble for sexual assault again and had to go to the training class yet again. What is that, your third time this month? It's literally May 1st. How's that even a possibility? How'd that happen?
Yeah, there's just an issue, and it just keeps coming up. I don't know.
Listen, I know donuts are really cool, and that hole in them. I know that hole. What you want to do is just stick it on your wiener and spin it, but you can't do it at work. I've told you.
It's a very hard issue, Brian, and it keeps coming up at the worst time. So
she said.
I don't know how to control it.
Oh my God! Well, then I guess it's good for all of us that you're undergoing training. Unfortunately, hopefully they're using electrocution shock therapy too. That's the only way to really get to somebody.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go see it this weekend. If not, then I'll see it next Tuesday. I'm just gonna take time off work and just take off the whole week and just see it.
Well, I would definitely recommend it because by that point there is zero chance you are going to avoid spoilers. You go another week, you're going to know everything. I'm not even threatening you. I'm just telling you it's going to happen.
I've been trying to avoid using a lot of screens lately anyways, but I have just been avoiding everything like Twitter, Facebook.
That's a good. There's like I said, there are so many spoilers in this movie.
Then I go to CNN. I'm like, oh yeah, CNN will be safe. Oh no, there's like some big, huge, like, tribute.
Listen, CNN, man, everybody.
CNN, you're pieces of crap. You're not supposed to have
Everybody is talking about Avengers Endgame. I've had 3 people come up to me who've never seen a Marvel movie. They know I like the stuff, so they're like, "Hey, man, I saw Avengers. Oh, what'd you think? It's pretty good." I was like, "Did you see any of the other ones?" "No, man. Like, you never seen any of the Avengers. And you like this one?" "Yeah, it's pretty fun." I'm like, "Were you really confused?" No, I knew what was going on. Okay, cool. Well, except for this one part. What about why did this happen? And what about this part? And I'm like, you just really need to watch Infinity War.
Yeah.
And all 21 other movies too. While you're at it, just do it.
At the least, watch Infinity War. I mean.
Well, I will say that it is credit. I'm excited to go see. I'm going to see it again this weekend. I'm taking my daughter for her birthday, and so not only did I have to go to a bootleg theater 20 miles away from where I was to go see it, I also had to tell my child that I was not taking them and I was going alone. Sorry about your luck. But
yeah, I was surprised you didn't take her, at least Addison with you.
It was a guy's weekend trip. I had to bail on golfing with my buddies. I literally canceled. I mean, I went with them, and then I was like, I'm not going golfing. I'm going to the movies.
Oh, hey, where was my invite for the guy's weekend trip? That's what I want to know.
It's in the mail.
Oh, I'm glad you mailed it.
I did. No. I mean, I really feel like our postal services could really use the gig, so I'm trying to keep them in business. But you're in a different goddamn state. Quit your whining. I can't get you to leave your house. Whatever. You can't even go see Avengers. How are you gonna fly out to Washington to go on a guys' weekend?
I have ways, Brian.
Yeah, okay, and you should use them next time to go see Avengers. But yeah, so I watched the heartbreak on her face, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna take you to go see. I'll go take you to see it on her birthday's this weekend. So that was always the plan, to take her on her birthday, but whatever. So I'm gonna go. So I'm looking forward to seeing it again this weekend, but. I'm anxious because, my first blush, the movie's really good. If you've watched these movies, you're gonna love it. But it's as a standalone Avengers movie, it's kind of my opinion. This movie is I think it's the worst standalone Avengers, but it's a perfect ending to all these movies, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like after this one's done and it comes out on video. I don't think you'll ever just watch this one by itself. I think a lot of people are going to watch Infinity because it really is a part 2. It is Infinity Wars part 1 and 2. I'm not really sure why they just didn't call it part 1 and part 2 because it is a second part to the movie. And, it doesn't have nearly as much action as Infinity War. It's a lot more story, plot, and just character moments. But it's a good movie. But, it is interesting to hear people see it who've never seen any of the other ones who are enjoying it because... As a movie, it can be really confusing because I don't want to spoil it, but they do a lot of stuff that if you've never seen any of the other movies, you really may not have the context for.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to see it again just to see how I feel about it again the second time. I mean, I really liked it. I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10. It's a great movie. It's just...
It's harder to be an adult that hasn't seen it or a kid that hasn't seen it.
I don't know, man. That's the one thing that worries me is my 6-year-old. She's seen all these movies, but she can't remember what's happened from movie to movie. We're gonna watch on Friday. We're gonna watch Infinity War before we go and see Endgame, just so I can kind of refresh her memories.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the car, and then I was we were talking about Spider-Man dying in Infinity War, and my youngest is like, "Oh yeah, I forgot Spider-Man died," and then she's almost you start crying. She's like, "That was so sad," and I'm like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how she's gonna do in this movie. So it'll actually. I'll be glad that you've seen it. I can kind of give a second viewing review of the movie, but we'll see.
Yeah. We'll get everything rolling.
I'm looking forward to Captain America and Iron Man running off in their romance movie. It's gonna be great.
Is it going to be like Thor Ragnarok, but with Captain America and Iron Man?
It's called Ironback America is what it's called.
Oh, wow! It's called Brokeback or Broke Ironback Mountain.
It's called Ironback Stark Cap Mountain. It's pretty good.
I'm looking forward to this.
It's called Mounted Rushmore. That's what it's called. You're gonna really like it. But yeah, we'll see. But no, it's a really good movie. I will say this: don't stick around. There's no post-credit scene. They are not joking. This is an ending. It is an end. It is an end to an era.
So what is going to be the next one?
Spider-Man Far From Home comes out, I think, in June or July.
Okay, so that's the official start of the next.
No, that is the official end of Phase 4 or Phase 3.
Spider-Man is the official end.
Yeah, Spider-Man is the official end to the Infinity Saga.
Okay.
I mean, Endgame is really the end of the saga, but this closes out the final phase. So I know they were putting together. I don't know if it's photoshopped or not, but there was this really cool. Looks like Marvel's putting it together. They're calling it the Infinity Saga DVD collection. It has every movie in it. I don't know if Spider-Man's gonna be part of that collection, but I know Kevin Feige did say that it is the end of this current phase. I don't even remember what phase they're in. Are they in 4 or are they still in 3? I think they're in Phase 4.
I think we should just say Infinity Saga.
Yeah, Spider-Man is the close of the Infinity Saga, and they have given us... I mean, this movie is great, but they give us no hints of what the future is. And I kind of like that. This movie wraps it up. It's not setting up anything else. It's just ending it. And I like it. I really, really like that.
Yeah, and it gives them they probably just want some breathing room, just to because now that they got Fox and all that stuff, they try and figure out. But they've kind of already started.
Here's the thing: it's not completely done. We do have some. We don't really. I mean, we got what? We got Spider-Man: Far From Home that's coming out. But after that, I think they're shooting the Black Widow movie. They're shooting the Eternals, and they're shooting the
all the Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah, well, they're shooting one other movie. I think they've got. I forget which one it is. It's like a Shaolin monk or something movie. Master of Kung Fu. But other than that, I think Guardians starts shooting the end of 2020. So I mean, but that's the only thing they've even remotely announced. So, but yeah, to your point, the Disney Plus stuff. So I mean, we've got the Bucky Falcon, we got the Bucky Falcon show. We've got the WandaVision show. We've got the Loki show, and those are all ones that are confirmed. I'm not sure what else they're gonna have. I'm sure they're gonna announce a few more.
Hawkeye's getting his own show.
Hawkeye, that's one I forgot. So my guess is these shows are going to kind of close out some of these character storylines. So these guys won't be getting their own movies, but they're going to kind of set it up so when they announce the next phase, that's where we're going to be. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much more because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for you. But it's really good. If you haven't seen Endgame, go see it.
How did your bladder hold up for the 3 hours?
Pretty good. Honestly, I went ahead. You could see the first 2 hours are really plot heavy, and so you could kind of pick. You could see it like, okay, there's not going to be any big set pieces that I'm going to miss. So you just kind of have to pick a scene where you're like, I don't think there's going to. So I waited until I found a couple characters that aren't real bantery, so you're not going to get a lot of jokes, and I ran and peed real quick. I preemptive peed before I knew I had to pee. So then I was about 1 hour in, I did that, and then I was good for the rest of the movie.
Dude, did you know that the United States was one of the few places where they did the movie straight through? Everywhere else in the world was a...
Yeah, I saw that. I even went to a theater that served beer. We were drinking beer, so I mean, it was honestly the movie's 3 hours long, but it moves really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how like I said, I'm a little nervous for my youngest.
And liquids through your systems.
Well, I'm a little nervous about my youngest. She does not sit very long. And because there's not a lot of big action set pieces in the earlier parts of this movie, I hope she doesn't get bored, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's very good. Everyone go check it out. If you haven't seen all the other movies, you don't really need to. I mean, I'm not going to say you're not going to be confused if you've never watched all the Thor movies and Captain America movies and Iron Man movies, but at least watch. As long as you've seen Infinity War, you'll probably be all right.
Yeah. I would hope so.
Yeah. So there we go. All right. Well, we're going to talk a lot more Avengers, but I think we should hop into the news, man. What do you think? Think it's time for some ninja news, Ryan?
I think it's very due time,
I
Brian.
think tonight, though, we're going to call it Avenger News. Hooah! We're coming with the Thanos uppercut of Infinity Stones.
Ooh,
Yeah! We're going to come with the fisting of Ant-Man right into Thanos'
wow.
dirty
And then
stone.
we'll finish it off, Brian.
His brown Infinity Stone.
We'll finish it off with a. Let me try and think of a really quick prediction to see if I can get it right. We'll finish it off with a Captain Marvel leg sweep of solving all the answers to the problems.
She does not do that. They do not bring her in as a what do they call it? Deox machine or whatever. Whatever. I can never pronounce that saying right. The one where somebody comes in and solves all the problems immediately at the end.
The Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, the Deuce. I know I can spell it. I just can't ever say it.
It's all right.
No, it's
Brian.
Deus Ex Machina or something like Machina.
You're supposed to say not Machina, Machina or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. No, she's actually. So I will say this about Captain Marvel, and this isn't a spoiler. She's not in the movie a ton, and she's fine. She just feels weird.
Still power up, like with the mohawk and everything.
They do some stuff with her hair. That's all I'm gonna say. But here's my Captain Marvel of all the characters in this just didn't work for me. And I really enjoyed the character. I was really, I wasn't a big fan of her standalone movie, but I was really looking forward to her being in the Avengers. And I don't know if it's because they just don't know how to use her right. I think part of the problem is that because we haven't really been introduced. I mean, we have the one movie. She's really not interacted with any of the characters except for Nick Fury, who is killed at the end of Infinity War. Mm-hmm. She just feels like, oh, I'm Captain Marvel. It feels like she's had some off-screen like meetings with the Avengers, but not really. She just kind of shows up. I don't know. It's just, of all the characters, it's the one that feels the most like, just doesn't feel like it fits in with the rest of them.
It's forced in there.
Yeah, it does feel like it's forced in there, and I don't like using the word forced because everyone's so many people are like, oh, they're forcing these female characters on, all the stupid criticisms that people said about Captain Marvel. I just feel like she should have either been introduced earlier or just left her out until the next phase, honestly.
Yeah.
So
my daughter is extremely excited for the standalone movie to come out on digital, and
I liked Captain Marvel as a character. I was looking forward to the way that they were going to use her in this, and they don't use her poorly. It's just, I don't know. When you see it, I think you'll understand. It's just, it feels really weird in a way that Doctor Strange didn't. I don't know. She just kind of like when she shows up, she just kind of shows up and is really strong, and then just disappears again. And you're like, what's going on?
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
goodbye.
I don't know. Whatever. I was very disappointed. I was really hoping that we would get I was hoping we would get more of an interwoven Captain Marvel story. But the way they do the movie, it makes sense why they did.
Talk, Ryan.
I just don't know why they even introduced her this late in the game. They should have introduced her earlier or introduced her afterwards.
Because Wonder Woman didn't come out until 2016. That's why.
I still say Marvel dropped the ball. They should have introduced Captain Marvel 5 years ago.
Yeah, but they didn't have the balls to do it back then. So,
but I will say there is a scene where her and Thanos get to duke it out a little bit, and it's pretty tight.
Do they have a rock paper scissors fight?
Yes, they play kickball.
Ooh.
It's a very intense game of tetherball too. It's really good. All right, so what was I saying? Where are we at? Oh yeah, so news. So we're gonna dive from fun stories to a pretty sad story. We hate leading with the sadness, but we like to get out of the way. This week we lost a fairly, I don't know. This director had a lot of impact in my life growing up, but Boys in the Hood director John Singleton passed away at the age of 51, which is super young.
Yes.
He had a stroke a couple weeks ago and just never recovered. There was a story whether his family was going to pull him off life support. I don't know exactly what happened. I just know he passed away this week. It's sad, man. 51 is way too young to go.
And especially for someone who did such a big movie that was a part of our childhood. So.
Well, I mean, I've grown up on a lot of John Singleton movies. But yeah, to your point, I think Boys in the Hood is the one he's most known for. And I think for most people, especially just a white kid growing up, I think in Montana, Colorado, various Washington, I had no, on TV you'd hear news stories of gang shootings and stuff like that, but you had no context for any of it. And I know Boys in the Hood was a work of fiction, but I think it was the first between that and then a lot of the rap music that had really started coming out from LA, with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and Eazy-E. You started really getting a picture of like the terrible shit that was going on in some of these, some of these inner city neighborhoods, and it's just, it was a real shock, and I credit to him. He really brought it to the masses, and a lot of people really started to pay attention. I think because of some of the things like Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. So sad to see him go at such a young age.
Yep, it is. I mean, 51 is so young. I mean, he was still actively, I believe, making movies. But anyway, John, Mr. Singleton, as we always say on the show, good journey, and may the force be with you. We're doing that one of these, whatever. Throwing out the hand signals. Here we go. See you later on your journey. And thanks for the memories, man. Thanks for the little bit that you contributed to our lives. You will be missed.
For the memories.
Thank you very much. All right. Here we go. All right, moving on. I don't know if you heard about Avengers, Ryan. It just came out Endgame this last weekend.
Oh, really?
Stars this guy.
I doubt it made that much money.
And stars Captain America's ass. No context. There's another no context spoiler. But just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean everybody else hasn't, Ryan. In fact, like 100 million people saw it because it made $1.2 billion worldwide opening weekend. I think that was actually adjusted to 1.3 billion, but shattering, needless to say, it shattered the old record of like 650 million set by Avengers Infinity War just last year. So
that's a $800 million increase over the previous record.
Yeah, and it is not showing any signs of slowing down. Monday it took in another 39 million or 37 million. Today it took in Tuesday it took in another 33 million.
When I was originally trying to get my seats for the theater on Tuesday, they had screenings from like 8 o'clock in the morning all the way through like 11 o'clock at night, and practically every seat was sold out on a Tuesday.
Yeah, I think every theater has like 70 or 80% of their screens are dedicated to Avengers Infinity or Endgame.
90% of the box office total were Avengers screenings. 90%. I don't think I've ever seen that high of a ratio for one movie.
Dude, it is shattering records like daily, weekly, fastest to this, fastest to that. I mean, domestically, it's already the highest grossing movie of the year, beating out Captain Marvel. It's made like 459 million domestically. Worldwide, obviously, like we said, opening weekend was 1.2. It's already made over $1.5 billion worldwide, and that's up yesterday. They haven't got Wednesday's totals yet, so I mean, it's fastest.
Remember when a movie did $1 billion and in its entire run, and we're like, wow.
So I mean, it's gonna break Titanic. It's probably gonna break Force Awakens. I mean, really, Avatar thinks at 2.72, but I mean, Avengers is gonna be over $2 billion by the time the weekend shows up. So
yeah,
realistically, this movie after 2 weekends could be at over $2 billion at the box office.
And you know who's happy about that? The Disney shareholders, because
Tony Stark, because apparently he got a percentage off of this, and they were saying that if it goes over $2 billion, he's going to make, after $2 billion, he's going to make $100 million for this movie.
Wait, who is Robert Downey?
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh wow, so he's getting percentage.
Yeah, he's getting percentage points now.
This is the movie you want to be an actor where you get a percentage.
So apparently all the other actors, after $1.5 billion, their percentage points kick in. Well, considering it's already made $1.5 billion, they are all going to get paid for this. Good for them. But, I mean, it's 5 days or 6 days. 6 days it made $1.5 billion. It's already the 8th highest grossing movie of all time.
Could you imagine, Brian, if you
All
only
time.
had to wait, if you had to wait less than 1 week to get like a $50 million payout for something that you did?
Dude, I don't even know what to do with that amount of money, but it's, so I don't know. So what are we gonna say? Yes or no?
I,
So
I'll just say I am glad for all the actors to be able to get that kind of big payout
yeah,
because
good,
it's well
good for them,
deserved.
man. So what are we gonna say? Are we gonna say it's gonna break it? So right now the record's at 2.7. They have 1.2 billion dollars to go, which is not nothing. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
Um,
but we'll just have to wait to see what the drop off is going to be.
yeah,
I
the
mean,
drop off could be. You're right. Week 2 is gonna really tell because here's the deal: this movie is opened, I believe, in every market. So it's not like there's markets that are coming. It is opened, and a lot of people went and saw this.
mhm.
It's going to drop. How big is it drop? That is going to be the tell. If it only drops 50% and this movie makes another 500 million,
That is $500 million,
yeah,
Brian.
that means if it drops 50% and makes 5, that's about what the standard drop off is about, I think 47% or something like that. You're talking this thing is going to, if this thing is over $2 billion by the end of the weekend, I think it's going to break Avatar.
Yeah. No, it's going to be over 2 billion by the end of the weekend. I'm
That is
willing.
insane. $2 billion in a week, in 2 weeks, 2 weekends, 10
Yeah,
days.
that's that's just Disney is making insane money on these kind of
And
movies.
I'm telling you, even though I said that I think this is probably the worst standalone Avengers, everyone I've talked to is just like me and like, I need to see this movie again. Like, I need to go see this movie again. I'm going. It's not a matter of if I'm going to see it again. It's probably how many times can I go see this before it hits, video.
Before it gets to digital, and then you watch it 600 more times.
Well, and the fact of the matter is, I'm talking to people like I said, 3 people I talked to this week had never seen a Marvel movie, and they're going to see this movie because it's just become culturally the thing to do.
Yeah.
This movie isn't about Avengers. It's about, have you seen this movie? You don't want to be the only person who hasn't seen this movie, so you better go see it.
Yeah, you don't want to be like me. Just
Yeah.
like sitting there, just like not, just avoiding everything
You're
on
gonna be
the.
like Neo in the Matrix trying to avoid spoilers.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. All right, we've talked enough about Avengers. I mean,
Have Brian?
well, I mean, I can tell you how Hawkeye single-handedly defeats Thanos.
How does he do that?
I can't tell you that. It's a spoiler, Ryan.
Does he throw an arrow with his bare hand?
So what he does is he takes 5 arrows and knocks off the Infinity Stones, and then he does his backflip, and he grabs all the Infinity Stones at once, and makes a wish.
Wow. What does he wish for?
I can't tell you that. It's a spoiler.
Does he wish to actually just be with his family and then?
He wishes that a Captain Marvel movie would have been made 5 years ago. And it happens.
Poof.
All right, moving on. What else do we got here? Speaking of big, so going from one big giant blockbuster thing to the next, we had our, what we talked about, the Game of Thrones, the episode everybody was waiting for, the Battle of Winterfell, also known as the Long Night. It is the highest rated episode of Game of Thrones in history. It is the highest rated show in HBO's history.
The most tweeted show in Twitter history.
Yeah, the most tweeted TV show in the history of Twitter. On the night of the airing, they had over 17 million tweets about the Long Night. There was a lot of hot takes. Now, me and Ryan are going to be doing as soon as we're done recording this, it should go up tonight as well. We're gonna do a Game of Thrones review for the Long Night. So we're gonna get all of our thoughts about that, and we're going to talk a lot about the controversy surrounding this episode. We are going to talk a little bit tonight because we have a question about that, but I don't want to. If nobody's seen it, I don't want to do spoilers, so we'll do that at the end of the show. But yes, 17 million tweets. I didn't even bother tweeting. There were so many hot takes and people yelling at each other. I was like, I ain't jumping in this shit.
I don't even know how people can do that. I'm too busy just. Like, I'm 100% zeroed in on the show. I don't know how you can.
I loved every second of that show, that episode. It was amazing.
Yeah.
There's my take on it. It was awesome. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, God, it's Game of Thrones. It's the final season. I think we all expected this.
Nah.
All right, what else do we got here? What other news do we have? There really was not a lot of news this week, all things considered. There was very little news last week. We had a trailer last week of Gemini Man, where young Will Smith is trying to murder old Will Smith.
Is it Jaden Smith is pretending to be Will Smith?
No, it's Will Smith pretending to be Will Smith.
Oh, okay.
I think it's old Will Smith trying to kill young Will Smith. I'm pretty sure it's a metaphor for his career path right now.
So the old Will Smith is just kind of like,
I don't know. They use that de-aging technology. It's done by Ang Lee. There's something about the movie that just, I don't know. The movie looked all right. I just got a weird vibe from it. I don't think I'm going to see it.
It's like how they de-aged Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, except for they de-age. Marvel does a way better job of de-aging than this Gemini Man did. I don't know. Check out the trailer. You guys let us know. You guys and girls, let us know what you guys think. Another trailer we got this week was Sonic the Hedgehog. There's been a lot of... Now, here's the deal. I played Sonic as a kid on my Sega Genesis. I like Sonic. Do I have any real loyalty to Sonic? Not really. But the trailer was weird.
It looked, and I want to say it felt like an early 2000s video game movie.
It very much felt like a Woody the Woodpecker movie, or any of those live action / animated mixed movies
where it's like, oh, Jim Carrey's in it, and then you're like, oh, this is like the weird Jim Carrey. Well,
and instead of like Detective Pikachu, where it looks like a fresh take on something that's animated and live action, this looks exactly like every other animated like Smurfs movie. You have the heroes who are animated, then they have some idiot sidekick that they end up some stupid human that ends up tagging along. Mm-hmm. I don't know. And plus Sonic looks really weird. They gave him like human teeth, and he looks really strange, and he has these weird beady eyes. I don't know, man.
There was just something about the trailer that just did not connect with me at all.
I will say I did really enjoy the animation of him going fast, like when he's spinning.
Yeah.
That looked pretty cool, and
that was part of where they put all their budget.
Yeah, but I'm just I don't know. It seems like they're trying to do some plot with like his DNA is electrified, so he's leaving little hairs that have electricity.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey just does not look like a convincing Dr. Wily.
I'm going to say this. If you saw this trailer and you thought this is great, it's probably definitely better than Super Mario Brothers. You're probably right. It's fine. If you were excited to see Sonic, I'm not going to shit on your parade. Good for you, and I hope you really enjoy the movie. But for my 2 cents, it looked real weird.
Yeah, and I don't think my kids would even have any interest in it. So.
No, I don't know. I haven't even showed my kids a trailer yet. We'll see. I don't think they even know who Sonic is. Let's see. What other trailers we got? We got a couple TV show trailers. We got the first teaser trailer for season 4 of Lucifer. Netflix saved that show, and now they're ready to show us what they got for the next season. So if you are a Lucifer fan, I think that comes out next week, May 8th.
I think it's really soon.
Yeah, I think it's May 8th or 9th, so we're getting it soon. If you like Lucifer, I would recommend checking it out. All the past seasons of Lucifer are available to stream on Netflix now, so if you haven't caught up before, I would recommend it. I think it's a really fun show, and it's also based on a comic book, so there you go. And then we got speaking of another of comic books, we also got the last trailer we got this week was we got an official trailer for Swamp Thing, the new DC Universe show that's coming, I think, this month as well.
I think it was, because it's May now. Yes.
And I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a horror show. Like, it looks pretty.
It did look like a horror show, and I'm not a big fan of those kind of shows, but it's Swamp Thing, so I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt.
There's a lot of corpses and a lot of people running scared.
Doom Patrol is freaking fantastic, and if they can go 3 for 3 with Swamp Thing, I'm going to be 100% all in on the DC shows.
Well, I did hear a rumor that Swamp Thing, so it was originally supposed to be a 13-episode season, much like Titans. Well, I think Titans ended up being a 12, but it's supposed to be a 13-episode season with they shortened to 10, and apparently this is going to be the only season.
Wow.
So the rumor. So here's what I'm hearing with this, and I hope this isn't a trend. The rumor is that Warner Brothers now wants to get into the streaming service. They're trying to get their own streaming app, right? Well, apparently Warner Brothers worked out a deal with Netflix to license the shows off of DC Universe, so they co-produce them with Netflix. So Netflix, that's why anybody who doesn't live in the US gets them on Netflix, and we have to pay for the DC Universe app. Well, now that Warner Brothers is going to be doing their own thing, I think anything that has a licensing deal with Netflix, other than maybe Titans, which is already people love, I don't think they're going to be continuing those. So it sounds like Swamp Thing may have gotten prematurely canceled just so they aren't in, they don't owe Netflix any more seasons. Here we go, man. The great streaming wars.
I understand everybody wants to get the streaming service money, but
just license your shit to Netflix. Disney is going to work because Disney owns everything.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney Plus owns all the stuff. Nobody's going to be able to pull off what Disney Plus is going to be. Disney Plus is going to make Disney like $100 billion a year.
Well, and plus, not only do they have the content, they have so much collateral. They can start the price at $6.99. They can lose money on it for 10 years and still be fine.
Yeah. They could just make another Avengers movie and, just pay off the cost.
Yeah, we're going to bring back all the characters you lost in this movie. Like Ant-Man and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but, I mean...
And we'll give them a movie, so pay $5 billion for it. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's... whatever. I'm over the streaming wars. Just give me the shows I want. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how the streaming wars play out. Like, if it's actually going to make people... if they're going to change prices and maybe give us better service. I mean,
I'm going to tell you how this is going to play out. Disney's going to crush everybody but Netflix, and Netflix is going to have to lower their prices because once Disney comes out and you only have to pay $7, everyone's going to cancel their Netflix subscription.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Or they'll just go to Netflix, or they'll just go to Disney Plus and Hulu. I mean, Hulu's got a ton of things coming out. Just announced today that Hulu and Marvel. So. We speculated a while ago that we think that the darker Marvel shows will end up on Hulu, and it definitely seems like that's going to happen. The Runaways is continuing to go on. Disney just announced today that Hulu's getting a live-action Ghost Rider and Hellstrom TV show. So I'm not too familiar with Hellstrom. Apparently, it's about two kids of a serial killer who hunt down criminals. But
it sounds like that one show, Supernatural or something.
Yeah, well, Supernatural's ending, so I think this is a move to try and take its place. But Ghost Rider, this is actually the Ghost Rider that we got from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so this is going to be...
same guy?
Yeah, Robbie Reyes, the same guy. Diego Luna, I think is his name. He's going to be reprising the same character and role that was introduced in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it is the first official Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff, and it's coming to Hulu. And if anybody watched that season, Ghost Rider was freaking amazing in that. Yeah,
Ghost Rider basically took over the whole show.
Dude, I am so excited for this news. That was Diego Luna is the guy from I think Diego Luna's isn't he the guy from Rogue One? I think it's the guy from Rogue One. Hang on, let me
the one that did die.
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Robbie Reyes. Gabriel Luna. Okay, I was right. No, Diego is... I know Diego's the guy from Rogue One. I combine names. So Gabriel Luna is going to be Ghost Rider. There we go. Thank God for the Googs. Check that out. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be a great show. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back next week.
What?
It said Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back next week, and now we're getting Ghost Rider.
It does?
Yeah, it comes back May 10th, man. Next Friday.
It feels like it's been forever.
It has been forever.
I'm kind of disappointed. Has it been over a year now? I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Because it was a spring show. I don't know, whatever. They moved it back, and who cares? I'm excited. It's coming out. And then another show that, since we're talking about Disney Plus and Hulu here, another show that just got leaked out today that's in the works that they're kind of laying developing for Disney Plus services. And this one gets me really excited. Willow. Apparently, we talked a while ago, I think last year, that a Willow sequel movie was in development. Well, apparently Disney has now turned that into a show, and it is in active development for Disney Plus, with John Kasdan, who wrote Solo, on board to write this series and be the showrunner.
I think that
Oh, sorry. Ron Howard will be the showrunner, but Jonathan Kasdan will be writing the show.
I think it was something that we said earlier before we recorded that we forget how beloved Willow is.
I love Willow, but yes, every time we post anything about it, we get like 1,000 comments.
I know a lot of people that when you talk about Willow, that they say they didn't like it, or they didn't have like some kind of fond memory about it, or something like that. There's not a lot of negativity.
It's a great movie, dude. It's literally Lord of the Rings, like dialed down into 1 hour and 50-minute movie.
Yeah. So it's no surprise that
written by George Lucas, directed by Ron Howard. It is a 80s masterpiece. I love Willow, but
very hard to find on any device.
Well, they just released it on Blu-ray and digital, so you can now officially buy it. It's not streaming anywhere, but you can buy it.
I'm guessing it's for like 10 years for that to happen.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be on the Disney Plus. I'm starting to realize Disney's releasing a lot of movies on Blu-ray right now and digital that they're about to give you for free on their service.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like start checking what the Disney catalog is.
Well, I keep getting.
I don't accidentally like drop $40 on.
I've had to quit pulling the trigger because like I keep getting all these emails from Disney like, oh, the Avengers movies are 70% off. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, you already said they're going to be available to stream on Disney Plus. Screw you. And I already own most of them, but I'm not buying the other 4 that I don't own.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait a couple more months. I'm only gonna pay $7.
So Warwick Davis is gonna reprise his role as Willow Umfgood. No word on any of the other actors, but Ron Howard, like I said, is gonna be the showrunner, and Jonathan Kasdan will be writing the story. So I'm really excited about Willow. Yes. And then last little bit of news we got is apparently The Rock has been trying to get Kevin Feige to set up a meeting, and apparently Kevin Feige wants to meet with him about The Rock potentially joining the MCU because, I guess it's a file story, but I guess John Cena has been hired to basically replace The Rock in the Fast and Furious movies. So The Rock and Vin Diesel's fallout led to the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff, and now John Cena has been brought into the new Fast and Furious movies to play the giant beefcake wrestler.
I forget, does John Cena even is he like a good actor? Or...
He's okay. I think The Rock's a much better actor, but I mean John Cena's fine. He was good in Bumblebee.
He was in that Cockblockers movie or something.
That movie is hilarious. He's really funny in that, but he's still kind of like the dumb beefcake. He's pretty good. I will say this: he's pretty good in Bumblebee. He's got some pretty good lines. Like he's like, "Are we gonna really trust the Decepticons? Their name is Decepticons."
Yeah,
it's like, it's pretty funny, but. Yeah, I would check it. I don't know, whatever. All I know is that The Rock is trying to get into yet another giant franchise, and so it sounds like that could happen. What do you think he wants to be? I'd like to see him play Namor. I know he's pretty big to play Namor, but I think it'd be kind of cool. See him as an Aquaman type guy.
Maybe they'll bring him in for the mutant stuff, like for X-Men.
They could cast him. Somebody, I forget who, somebody left a comment that he should play Hercules. Dave, Faithful 50 member Dave, says he should be the next Hercules, which is hilarious because he already played Hercules in a standalone movie, but they are casting the Eternals, and Hercules is going to be one of the main stars in the Eternals, Marvel's Eternals. So Hercules is a character in the MCU.
I'm just going to say, he's bald. Professor X is bald.
I would love if they went with a new direction and made The Rock Professor X.
Just
you know what?
Put him in a wheelchair.
Ryan, I can't even. You've officially outdone anything I could say because that is a drop the mic moment. So we're gonna end with Dwayne The Rock Johnson has officially been confirmed by us to be Professor X in the upcoming. Yeah. Maybe the Thing. They don't even have to put stuff on him. They just make him the Thing.
It makes the most sense.
There you go. I like it. All right. Way to just be a bald elitist or something. What is that? A bald racist? You son of a bitch. All right. I think that is all the news. And if we missed something, who cares? I don't care. Do you care?
Please leave a comment and let us know.
All right. There you go. If you care, let us know you care. If not, whatever. We'll take your silence as you think we're right, as usual. All right, well, what do we got next? From the Faithful 50, we actually have some good questions, so let's dive into that.
Yeah, let me just refresh really quick because we had a lot of responses,
We did.
and I want to make sure that I'm staying up to date on all of these responses. I was proud of the picture that I found. I'll say that.
It was a good picture.
I've been itching to rewatch the Reservoir Dogs, and
Well, I guess we didn't mention this in news, but Tarantino is remaking or releasing director's cuts of all of his movies.
oh, interesting.
So right now you can watch the director's cut of Hateful Eight on Netflix, 25 minutes longer. Apparently, Django Unchained is coming next.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that one.
It's good.
No, I watched the beginning of it, and then my wife was like, "This movie's weird, and I don't want to watch it anymore." So I was like, "Okay."
I mean, it can be rough in spots. I'll give you that, but
Yeah.
it's a good movie. All right, what do you got?
All right, so we got Jeff. He likes to know which one of these movie-based end-of-the-world scenarios do you believe would happen?
All right.
All right, so we're going to go with A, Independence Day. Aliens coming and just blowing up the White House.
All right.
B, Terminator 2, Skynet kicking some ass.
Robots
C,
become self-aware and nuke everyone. All right.
yeah. AI basically gets turned on and destroys humanity. C, Armageddon,
Giant asteroid.
or you could go with Impact. I think that one came out about the same time.
Yep. Deep Impact.
Or D, Shaun of the Dead, zombies coming back on a bar crawl.
Well, I think doctors have already said zombies are impossible. Once tissue is dead, it cannot be reanimated.
Wow.
I mean, I guess you can include. How about zombie? Well, no, he said zombie. Let's say if we go like outbreak, where you're like zombie, like a virus.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a virus wiping everything out.
28 days later.
So let's just go instead of zombies. Let's just say like a virus that affects everybody and turns everyone psycho.
Yeah. Let's say like 28 days later, where they're like the virus that people catch.
All right. So what he's really asking is, what are we going to die by? Aliens, robots, asteroids, or virus? That's a tough one.
I'm going to say artificial intelligence.
That was my initial thought, but you know what? Asteroids are pretty random, and they happen a lot.
Well, NASA's doing that giant asteroid impact thing. Have you seen that? Like, you know how they have like the emergency preparedness.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
So,
well, just to be different, then I'm gonna go virus outbreak. I mean, like, global warming is like releasing strands of anthrax that we haven't seen in 100,000 years. So.
And everybody's got antibiotics that are making everything so like super resistant.
Yeah, they've got these like STDs floating around now that penicillin can't do anything for. So good luck with that, people. Never been happier to be married in my life.
Yeah, it's good to be married.
Good to be married. Whew.
But all right, so you're gonna go. Brian's gonna say deadly virus is gonna kill everybody.
I'm gonna say zombie virus outbreak.
Our artificial intelligence is gonna rise up and nuke us.
Either way, we're gonna do it to ourselves, guaranteed.
So, all right, thank you, Jeff. Let's see, our next question is, I don't know, is this the Avengers? If I read this,
no, I told you this is the end of this is the end story for a lot of Avengers. So don't take this as a spoiler.
Okay, because I've only read the first 5 words, and I don't know if I want to read any more.
No, you're fine.
So, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Who are some of your favorite and most iconic movie characters played for an extended period of time by the same actress or actor?
I mean, I'm gonna throw out, since we already mentioned Iron Man, I'm gonna throw out any of the Marvel characters, the MCU characters, because they're all iconic in my opinion. Excuse me.
I'm gonna say Jason Bourne.
I like Jason Bourne. I'm gonna say Jay and Silent Bob.
But they've only done the one. Well, I guess they did it to a couple.
Dude, they were in Mallrats, Clerks 2, Chasing Amy.
That's true. I keep thinking of the movie, and then I forget that they were in all the other stuff.
I will also say Hugh Jackman in X-Men. Somehow he managed to survive 2 different casts of X-Men.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would give him that.
and then get into his own movies.
The one MCU character I will give a shout out to is Agent Coulson. I love Coulson.
Oh God, do we get to see Coulson in? No, I don't
I'm
think
not
I
going to
want
tell you. Actually, I will tell you. There's no Agent Coulson.
No, don't want to know if he's in Endgame.
No,
but...
there's no Agent Coulson. I'll tell you that right now. Sadly, I don't know. I mean, I can't think of any. God, are we just like sexist assholes? I can't think of any like female characters that have been long running characters in shows.
And like,
I feel like they always get recasted immediately.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's like the TV shows, but he said iconic movie characters.
Probably Linda Hamilton. I mean, I'm glad she's coming back as Sarah
Sigourney
Connor.
Weaver in Aliens.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. You know what? We got some really good ones like in the earlier years. I'm trying to think of anybody now. I like Gail Gadot as Wonder Woman, but she's only been Wonder Woman for a couple of movies.
I mean, it's not recent. We had.
I love Rey in Star Wars.
Yes, that's true.
Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. I'll take that.
Yeah, Princess Leia's stuck around for a long time.
Who else? I mean, I like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Terminator. It's pretty cool. I like the Predator as the Predator.
The Predator just staying with his own thing. Is it the same? It's not the same actor every time.
Yeah, I gotta go. Sigourney Weaver as Ripley is. I mean, she could come back tomorrow as Ripley, and I'd be like, yes, Ripley's back. And like I said, Linda Hamilton. I'm really excited for Terminator, the new Terminator movie.
Yeah. I think we tapped out on all the females.
Yeah, but I feel like, now I think about it, I feel like a lot of, I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to remind us and we'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot. But I do feel like a lot of,
like, 30 flick movies and stuff like that, where they had to make like 8 movies at a time.
I also think it's a sad state of like where we are with movies. Like if a female led movie doesn't make all the money, they immediately recast it or get rid of the franchise. Where a lot of the male-led movies get 2 or 3 more movies to try and work it out. Yeah,
sell more toys.
Yeah,
but no, I think that's about it. No, thank you, David.
Yep,
for that
thank
question. Do we want to do Holly's question after yours?
No, let's go and do that. I mean, it's a little spoiler, but we'll. So this is a little bit of a spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched the latest episode of Game of Thrones. I'm going to, since there's a couple spoiler questions, we're going to do some codes here. When I say, okay, we're going to spoil it now, that's your cue to turn it down. And when I give the thumbs up like this, that means we are done talking about the question. So if you have not watched The Long Night, you are going to want to turn it down because we're going to spoil it in 3, 2, 1. So Ryan, what is the question?
Holly.
Thank you, Holly.
The wife to be on the show.
I don't know. All I know is her name, Holly, sounds pretty hot.
Yeah. I'm sure if you were married to a person named Holly, you'd probably be having a good time.
Oh yeah.
And she wants to know why. We know she's never going to listen to this, so she wants to know why is everyone pissed that Arya killed the Night King, and they're all pissed, Holly, because they all have big, huge fantasies about Jon Snow.
Okay, so, I mean, I think that we could spend an hour talking about this question, so let's boil it down to the basic reasons. Ryan's kind of right. I think a lot of people expected Jon Snow to kill the Night King. I know I expected him, but I thought it was great. This show does, if they do anything well, it subvert what you think, and I always thought this was going to end with a big, giant showdown between Jon Snow and the Night King. And the fact that Arya just comes in from left field with the win is so epic.
And Jon just, like, he had a chance, and then the Night King just turned around and looked at him. And
yeah, I mean, Jon had his shot. He went to take his shot, and the Night King was like, no. Yeah. Dude, I've been on to your game for, like, 3 seasons. Get out of here. Get the fuck out.
He's all like pissed off.
Yeah, he's like, go find your little doggy and ride off into the woods. I got shit to deal with. And like Arya was like, I'm not asking permission. I'm not gonna stand here and stare at you. I'm gonna come sneak attack. Bam, dead. because
Maybe
that's what she
you
does.
should have rode your wolf, John, instead of the fucking dragon. I mean, maybe
Because, I mean, let's be honest, what makes more sense? A dude with the sword trying to take on everybody at all times, or a ninja that you don't see coming? Yeah. So I mean, I'd say the biggest reason is Jon Snow, and there's the prophecy of the prince that was promised, and this show, the TV show has played real fast and loose with its prophecies, and even the book doesn't say, and the prince who was promised will personally kill the Night King. He just says that they will bring the long winter to a long night to an end or something.
And people have to remember, there's like 40 freaking prophecies. It's like you can't fulfill every single prophecy. Someone's gonna get something wrong.
And honestly, even if Jon is the prince that was promised, technically he did bring about the end of the long night. Jon got everybody together at Winterfell. He brought Dany up. He got all these things in place and set the stage. Just like everyone keeps calling Jon an idiot. Listen, his battle tactics. I'm not a 13th century medieval battle tactics guru, but yes, there's some stuff that was dumb. But who cares? Jon keeps getting the win. Yes, Battle of the Bastards, Sansa bailed him out, but Jon still gets the win. Yeah. I mean, the long night, yeah, Jon was going to lose. The Night King had him. Arya bailed him out, but hey, Jon still gets the W.
Showed up at Hardhome ready to play, and then, he at least got some people out of there.
Listen, you can still be the captain and not always take the game-winning shot. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true.
And let's be fair here. Jon's plan, what was Jon's plan? To lure the Night King with Bran and kill him. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm going to say Jon was right.
And technically they left Theon there to kill him, which is probably not the greatest decision. But we will be going over this in our Game of Thrones bonus.
Yes, we're not going to dive any more into that. So I would say... listen, there's a few sexist trolls on the internet who just don't like the fact that a girl killed the Night King. Yeah. But, I would say the majority...
This is the first time a girl has, pulled off, the major kill.
Yeah, Sansa bailed out her brother, but Jon still, basically finished off Ramsay before she fed him to her dogs. Arya got the win, man. She had the game-winning shot. She's the hero of the long night, and
she's gonna kill Cersei, where Cersei's base, and take over the Iron Throne. And we will talk about all of this in our Game of Thrones bonus.
So the last thing I will say, because the last couple things I want to say real quick about the answer to this question. So we already said people expected Jon. We already said people are disappointed about the prophecies, and two other reasons I'm gonna throw out there real fast is one is the Night King's now dead. I think people are more mad that the Night King's just dead than the fact that Arya is the one who killed him, because
that he survived for 8,000 years and this is how he died.
Arya killed him. And here's the thing about stories, and this show in particular, they don't give a shit about history in this show. You try and show up, I've been king for 10,000 years. Oh, cool. Well, here's an arrow to your face. Now you're dead. So.
The showrunners are already trying to figure out how they're going to do their Civil War documentary show.
Endings are hard. Endings of shows are hard, and nobody likes to see it because you know what? The Night King has been an enemy since the first episode, and now we're starting to realize, oh shit, it's actually coming to an end.
If you're upset about how it ended, just wait toward when George R. R. Martin dies, and then somebody writes the book.
Finishes his books, yeah.
But finishes the story, and you can read that ending instead.
Well, and then the last reason to your point is people have had so much time to concoct their own theories of what they thought would happen. You know how many people I talked to who had me convinced that the Night King was actually flying on the... we talked about it last week, that he was flying to King's Landing. It was all like a ruse. And it ended up being straightforward. No, he showed up. He fell into the trap because he's a cocky son of a bitch. And Arya killed him. The end.
And you had your very good that Bran was the Lord of the Light theory. And that he was going to, do a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, I still think he could be Lord of the Light. I still think that could happen. But yeah, I mean...
a lot of the stuff that you thought was going to happen did not. I don't see you crying giant man baby tears.
Because I don't care. Because I can enjoy something for what it is, not what it's not. not what I want it to be, for what it is. But anyway, so Holly, that to answer, it's a long-winded way of answering your question. People got it wrong and they're not happy about it.
That's all people have nowadays. All they have is their anger. So
pretty much. All right, thank you for the question.
Yes, much appreciated, Holly, who we don't know at all.
Nope, never heard of, but sounds like you could be kind of hot.
I have no comment on that aspect of it.
Thank you, honey. Anyway, all right. So next up, we got a question from Christine. Welcome back, Christine. I've heard from you in a while. She wants to know, what is the number one snack that we? Oh, hang on a second. Thumbs up, everybody. The first spoiler section is over. All right. So Christine would like to know, what is the one snack you have to have at the theater? She likes to have light butter popcorn and red vines. Oh, and she wants to know red vines versus Twizzlers. Red vines all day.
Red vines, only because you can bite off both ends and then use it as a straw.
Yep. There you go. All right.
But my favorite movie snack are frozen Junior Mints. And if I don't get that, then I'll get a small popcorn with shitloads of butter in it.
So my favorite snack is popcorn with a whole shit ton of butter, but with M&Ms. You dump the M&Ms on it and you eat the...
What?
And if you're really feeling frisky, you get M&Ms and peanut butter M&Ms. Not peanut, but peanut butter M&Ms. And you dump them in the popcorn and then you eat them. So good.
So you just buy it separate and then you pour them on?
Yep, you pour them in and just eat away.
That sounds like a heart attack.
It's definitely heartburn, but it's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, those are two spoiler questions, so we'll answer those last. And then Dale would like to know, he says his oldest is 6 years old, and he's got him on his first-person shooter with Star Wars Battlefront. He's about to introduce him to Halo. He wants to know, what age does he start touting the benefits of inverted axis controls versus what's easy for him now, i.e. standard up aims, up, down, etc. I don't know. I play inverted. I've always played inverted as long as I can remember. I played a lot of simulator games when I was a kid, so I think that's where that came from.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I honestly don't know what the benefit is of playing inverted versus playing regular. I think if your kid is good at playing regular, I mean, both my daughters play regular, so whenever they grab my controller and it's inverted, they're like, this is so weird.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've always played inverted just because, like you said, when that's how all my games were, they made us suffer through it, and it's just muscle memory for me.
Dude, it is so weird how our generation is almost all inverted, and like there's a certain age point that it's just regular, right?
Yeah, like my son would have like a panic attack if a game was all of a sudden inverted, and he's like, "Oh!"
Dude, I tried to retrain myself to play regular, and I can't do it. I'm like mentally handicapped if I'm trying to play a regular game.
Yeah,
regular controls. I have to invert them. I do not. But Dale, I would like to know what you think what the benefits are of playing inverted. If there is some secret benefits that I'm unaware of.
Yeah. Maybe it makes you smarter. That's all I'm going to say.
God, it's funny how that muscle memory works, because I legit just cannot play any other game. I can't play a game without being inverted. It's so weird.
It's ingrained into my psyche. I can't do it without inverted.
Yeah, same here. Okay, and then lastly, thank you for the question, Dale. And then last, I have two questions from Chris and David, both in-game spoiler-heavy questions. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to answer your questions. Ryan is going to mute his computer, and or mute his sound anyway, until I give the thumbs up. Once again, Ryan, when I give the thumbs up, that means the spoiler section is over. And anybody who's watching right now, these are two very, very spoiler-heavy in-game Avengers in-game questions. So if you've seen the movie, feel free to listen to the questions. If not, I will give you the warning and then the thumbs up when we are finished. So. Yeah. And if you're watching this as a standalone segment, this is the last question, so you can probably just end it.
Okay.
So, all right, here we go. In-game spoilers in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. So we got two questions. First question is from Chris. Chris wants to know, whose death in in-game was, once again, spoilers if you were not warned. Here we go. Whose death is more meaningful in Avengers Endgame? Black Widow's, when she sacrificed herself for the Soul Stone, or Tony Stark when he sacrificed himself to save everyone? He had this conversation today with someone, and he believes it's Black Widow because of the heart behind it. What is my thoughts on it? So, yeah, I will say, I'll say Black Widow's sacrifice was probably more meaningful. I mean, Tony was always going to do the hero play. He's tried to kill himself for the team in every single Avengers movie. And not that it wasn't meaningful or powerful, but, you know, Black Widow did it in the split second to save Hawkeye because she loves him, because she's part of the family, and because she wasn't going to stop him from seeing his family again. And not only that, she had no family. Her family is the Avengers, and she was willing to die for her family immediately. So I'm with you, Chris. I think Black Widow's sacrifice was much more heartful, and it was, I'm not going to say heartful, it was much more from the heart versus for something. I mean, I guess Tony saved his daughter and everything else too, but I don't know. It felt, Black Widow's felt more personal, it felt more shocking, and it felt just like, wow. I mean, Tony's you could see coming. I did not see Black Widow's death, and yeah, so I'm gonna go with you. I think her sacrifice was more from the heart than Tony's. I think Tony's was more calculated. I'm gonna save everyone hero play. All right, even though it was still pretty boss of Tony. That was such a good scene. Oh, Spider-Man comes over and he's like, I'm here, man. I'm here. Oh, God, so good. I can't wait to see the movie again. All right, and then David wants to know my thoughts as Falcon as the new Captain America. I like it. I mean, it's in the comics. You know, Falcon is not my favorite Captain America. I really liked Bucky a lot more as Captain America, and I think we're going to see, they do have a show together, so I think we're going to see possibly the shield being passed between the two of them before the series is over. That being said, I do really like Falcon in the MCU, and I'm looking forward to see what his Captain America will be. You know, it'd be cool to see him in a Captain America Falcon suit, and I think he'll be a good Captain America. So I just hope that they don't forget about Bucky. I'd like to see them both be Captain America for a little while. I'm really looking forward to seeing the team up between the two of them. But I am glad that Captain passed it off to at least one of them, and we are going to get some of that comic book storyline in the movies. So there you go. That's my thoughts on the new Captain America. So.
No, we're good.
Spoiler section is over. So thank you. Well, got feedback there. So thank you everybody who left a question. We love them. Thanks for coming back after a week off and giving us some great stuff. If you are listening and you do not know how you can be part of the fun, though, Ryan, would you like to tell everybody how they can?
Well, you can find us on YouTube at the Geek Dad Report and Twitter at the Geek Dad Report, and Brian is Brian Ross 53, and I am Big Bruiser. We're on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report, and every week I will post some kind of random picture that I think of in my head, and you can leave your comments from the Facebook 50 section there, and you can also find us on iTunes at the Big Geek Dad Report.
And if you are not a big Facebook fan, you can give us your question. We've had some people leave us questions on YouTube, so anywhere you can talk to us, just give us a question.
We have email at geekdadreport@gmail.com.
Yep, and we look at it. We will not send you junk mail.
We get emails every day.
All right, so real quick before we get out of here, do we want to do a couple of quick recommendations?
If you have not seen Avengers Endgame like me, go see Avengers Endgame, because for those of us that have not seen it yet, our time is growing short. And the night is dark and full of spoilers.
Yes, massive spoilers. And you will not always have a good friend like me.
Yes. I am thankful that I have a good friend like Brian.
Most people don't have a friend like me that will not tell you that Thanos wins and everybody dies at the end of this movie.
No.
Anyway, all right, go see Avengers Endgame. I would recommend also seeing Avengers Endgame. And if you got time, check out Infinity War before you go see it. Because it really is. Endgame is really a part 2. Very much a part 2 of that movie.
It should still be on Netflix. So.
It is on Netflix. Or if you bought it like I did, because I didn't know they were going to have it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
What else? If you want another recommendation, a couple of quick movies that are on HBO that I would highly recommend. Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington. Really good. Currently on HBO. And I watched The Black Klansman. The movie based on the true story. About the first black man undercover cop who joined the KKK. It can be hard to watch at times. I'm not going to lie. the hate.
We were going to watch that, but then we started watching Veep.
Oh. Well, I mean, listen, BlacKkKlansman is an amazing movie. I loved it. It is so good. It is definitely hard to watch because of just how much hatred and terrible things that are said in the movie, but I would recommend it. It's a good movie. It's very powerful. It is not a movie that you're like, oh, this is... The trailers make it kind of funny, and there's some funny moments, but this is a movie that is designed to make you think and look at something really ugly. So it's...
Isn't it a great thing, though, Brian, that the Green Book won the Best Picture Oscar? Because...
Whatever. I've not seen the Green Book, but I would definitely... I have no problems giving it to the BlacKkKlansman. Great performances, good movie. Check it out. And Tobey Maguire, what's his name, playing David Dukes? God. Venom.
I know who it is. I just can't say his name.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's Toby something, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. But check it out. Good movie. All right, well, that is all we got for you guys and gals and everybody in between. Thanks for joining us for another week. And Ryan, you got anything to say before we go?
No, I have people to stay awesome. Don't be a jerk.
And stay nerdy.
No means no, and don't be a dick.
And make sure you tell Ryan all the spoilers in the comments below for anything you want to spoil.
No.
All right, now we leave to go record our Game of Thrones review. Don't forget to watch that.
And all our other ones.
Yeah, that too. All right. Till next week. Later.
Stay nerdy.
Stay awesome.